everybody. So today I'm gonna be doing tips and tricks for Japan and South Korea. I actually made a whole list while on the trip and doing screenshots and everything. So I'm just gonna be reading off that. Um, and if you have any questions, please write down below in the comments. Or anything else that you might want to add onto my video, something that somebody will find helpful when traveling. So for my first day, and I'm gonna go based off days, by the way, guys. So for my first day, something that I might have mentioned in the video, but just want to say it again. In the Sensoji Palace, first of all, it was way smaller than you would think it was because a lot of areas are closed off and you can't get in. Same goes with the buildings. You can't get into the building. You can see it from the outside, but that's about it. But it is a more of a tourist-like place, so you will see a lot of tourists there. And then the other thing is that it's cheap because to get in, you don't have to pay anything. The only thing that I paid for was a fortune, which was only 100 yen. I'm not going to talk about Akihabara date because I do think I talked about it already plenty in the video. Again, just go back to it if you want to hear me talk about it. Then the next thing was Ikebukuro for the rest of the day. Something that I wrote here was that Ikebukuro was way better than Akihabara in my case because Akihabara is more of a crowded place. There is a lot of things that they sell there, but there's just so many people. It's so crowded, okay? And Ikebukuro is more like an area where there's still some anime stuff that you can buy, some merch stuff you can still get, but it's more spread out, I would say, and there's not as many people. I suggest going in like the last hours before everything closes, then you'll have definitely like not as many people there. But if you're going like during the day of like, I don't know, 1 p.m. to, I don't know, 4 p.m., 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. So there's gonna be a lot of people and it's gonna be crowded, and it depends on you if you like that or not, but that's basically it. Other thing was that make sure if you want to buy cheap merchandise, do not go into like on the street. You will see lots of little shops where you can buy the merchandise. And yes, maybe something that you want to find that's like super specific maybe you'll find it on the street rather than in a big store. However, the big stores like Amiyami or Animate, they will have less things, or like they're only selling like only popular things, for example, but they'll be way cheaper than something they will buy on the street. And that goes for any anime or any Amiyami. Like, it does not matter what location it is in Tokyo. It does not matter if it's Akihabara or Ikebukuro or Shibuya. It does not matter. And that's it for the first day. Second video was our Odaiba day. So we started off with Steam Lab. One thing that I do want to like say is that you must go because it's probably one of my favorite experiences during the trip. But please check what season it is, so then you can see, or I guess you can't really see what kind of rooms that they have, but you can see from the preview like pictures that they have or preview videos that they have of what will be in the rooms. So that way you will know, like, okay, because they change it every season. And the other thing is there were only 6 rooms or 5. So just knows that it's not going to take you that long unless you're like a super picture person and you're going to be taking pictures for hours, then yes, but you also have a time limit. And the other thing was that you had to take all of your shoes off, and if you have socks you have to take socks off as well, because we were literally going underwater like up to your knees. So just saying. And then next is Joypolis. Joypolis was a great place, but that's if you like arcade and action, like parks and stuff. But definitely plan on being there for around 4 to 5 hours at least, because there's so many rides you want to see. There's so many things that they have. And the purchase pass that we got was for an all day, and it was pretty expensive. I think it was like... Ты помнишь, сколько было? За Joypolis?
70.
$70? За 2 билета? $70? Okay, so it was $70 for two tickets. So around 35 for one ticket. Okay, and the next thing, we didn't get to go, but our friend went. It's Small World. She said it was really great, especially if you love Evangelion. Then that would be perfect for you because they have a bunch of Evangelion merch that you cannot find anywhere else. Plus, you can make a little Lego figurine of yourself, but it will take months to make and ship. But it will be a figurine of yourself, so you know. Okay, next thing is Itoya. So it was a big art store. Again, I think I already talked about this in the video, but I'm just gonna say it again because maybe I missed something in the videos. But remember, it's video 2. Okay, so or like day trip, second day basically. So it's a big art store. It's around 7 to 8 floors. However, the last floors were for events, so you can't go in. Okay, and then so if you're artistic or creative, I will definitely say that you should go there, but just know that most sketchbooks were watercolor and they were expensive. Plus, everything that was there was pretty expensive. Even through, as you would think that Japan, you know, everything is cheap, but that store specifically was pretty expensive. Okay, next was Kiri Petit Cafe. Super cute, super great. However, a mistake for us because we decided to go at the end of the day and everything got sold out. And also, it was in Tokyo Station. And Tokyo Station, if you never went, just so you know, it's very complicated. There's so many like different floors, and you would think that it's just a station, but it's like a mall as well. So you can get easily lost, and it takes a while to find it. So basically, if you do want to go to something like a cafe that's in Tokyo Station, please make sure to go and take your time and don't go during the end of the day. Okay, next is Lupin Bar. I might have already said it in the video again, but I'm just gonna say it just if I missed anything again. So, Unexpected Bar, that's actually secretly hidden, and many fans don't actually go in. Like, we literally had people that were before us. We saw that they're gonna go in, but they didn't. And they basically what they did, they just took a few pictures, like next to the door, and took pictures of the door and the sign of the Lupin Bar, and that's it. And then they just left. Same goes for lots of other friends. So, but we were different. I had the design code on. I'm calling it the design code. You can again reference in the video, because they're art pictures of that. And I swear, like once we came in, and we were waiting for our drinks, I swear, like, first of all, it looked exactly like Bungo Stray Dogs, like exactly like the scene. Even the people that were working there, it was exactly the same. And once they saw me, it was Ko and us, they were like, oh, they're probably here for Bungo Stray Dogs because of Bungo Stray Dogs. Like, I swear I heard Bungo Stray Dogs from one of the locals there. And by the way, that bar was so full that we had to sit in a table that was not like in a bar kind of way, like it was just a little side table. So that's that. And of course you have to pay with cash, so make sure to have cash on you. And photos were not allowed, and it was pretty expensive, so as I was saying. Okay, so next day was May 12th on Sunday. One of the things that I want to make sure to mention, Metropolitan Building, we didn't get to go because it was closed, because apparently on Sundays it's closed. Okay, so just saying. Takashimiya Shinjuku was said to have cheap and affordable clothes, but it was more of a rich people cheap. That's what I have written on here. So I guess, as far as I remember, so basically Takashimiya Shinjuku had lots of floors, and it was very fun to go up in them. There was even a Disney store. However, everything was very expensive, but it's kind of like, oh, there's so many rich expensive stores, but all of them had discounts, but like the discounts aren't that much of discount, like 20-40% off, but not really much more than that. There was a one single place, I think, at the last floor where you could like, go through the clothing and maybe find something that you will like, but it's kind of like, for me, I don't like that kind of clothing because it was kind of like the old trend, like grandma clothes kind of. And so I was like, I'm not really interested in this kind of clothing, so I don't want to go through that. It was through, I think, those sort of clothes, and that was not a store, by the way. I wish I had a photo, but I didn't. I don't think I took any photos of that. But yeah, I didn't buy anything from there. I bought from somewhere else, which I'm gonna mention probably later. So another thing that we did on that day, I think was the last thing we did, was Moire Yokocho. Something that I want to say is that it was great. However, we didn't actually eat there because we wanted ramen, but it was true. I thought that, it was a ramen place. It wasn't really a ramen place because everything that was sold there was more like kind of snacks, and they were selling more for like, if you know okonomiyaki, they were having that. They were having some skewers as well, and everything else. Чувак, мне придется заказить это, блин. Ты можешь cut сделать. Editorial cut. Anyway, next video, week number 4, which was Monday, May 13th. Notes. On that day, we went to Yokohama. And one thing to mention is that we finished earlier. And we finished like way earlier than usual. I think this was one of the days where we actually finished so early that we went home way earlier than any other time that we ever like had on this trip. Like on this trip, we always went home at like 11 or 12 a.m. Maybe 10 p.m. I would say. But like this day, we were back home by 9. So, Okay, and another thing is that we did go through all the Bungo Stray Dogs locations, but we did not hit like 3 of them because they were north of Yokohama, and so 3 they were north of Yokohama, and 1 was south of Yokohama, and and other thing is that the Cup Noodle Museum, I don't know if I mentioned it before, but it was, I think I did mention in the video, but anyways, reference to the video if you want to know about the Cup Noodle Museum, because I'm not going to talk about it again. But one thing I do want to mention, if we did not choose the option to make our own ramen, we could have finished way earlier and then started our Bungo Stray Dogs locations way earlier as well. Other thing was that I think I did mention the video, but I'm not sure, but it was very rainstormy during the whole day. So we were taking pictures and doing everything while it was raining. So it was to the point that, because we did stay there for a while, and once the sun has set, it was pretty cold because it was still raining. And I didn't wear that much, and Yokohama is a port city, so you are close to the ocean. So if it's a rainstorm, the ocean, it's windy, basically you need a raincoat. Buy a raincoat at a convenience store. It's super cheap. It was ты помнишь, сколько yen было за raincoat? Okay, so it was around 600 yen, so that's like $3 or something. So basically, go for the raincoat. Buy it. It's so good because it's pants and like long sleeve, and it's clear. So, and it helped me to go through like the cold. Like it was actually not cold because in it. So anyway, other thing, the Cup Noodle Museum. I said I'm not gonna talk about it, but I am gonna talk about it here. About this because Cup Noodle Museum was fun. However, it's not that English friendly because if you want to go, stop laughing. Yeah, so well, I guess okay, so it is English friendly if you're not gonna do like your own ramen. It is English friendly, like nobody's gonna say anything. There were like people that were foreigners in there, but it was mostly locals, I would say, rather than anyone that's not local, right? So but that's just all Yokohama in general too, because Yokohama is not Tokyo, so not a lot of people visit Yokohama, like of the tourists, you know. So basically, I would definitely say, make sure to, I guess, study up your Japanese if you want to go and make your own ramen, because we got lucky only because the cook that we got was, he kind of understood English pretty well, so it was okay with him. Also, the directions they did give us like a sheet that was in English, so that's why it turned out pretty good. And our ramen was still good, by the way. Like it was okay. Okay, so and then I'm gonna do pros and cons. Pros and cons. So pros, Yokohama is only 1 hour or 40 minutes from Tokyo. Very good in terms of cleanliness, because it's very clean. Like the city is really clean. As they're saying, close to the port, it's a port city, so it's never too hot. As they're saying, the convenience stores had sinks, Tokyo did not. Like something that you will not find in Tokyo will be in Yokohama. And then cons. Weather during the day was non-stop rain and strong wind. Umbrella was not doing too well. You gotta use it like a ship with a flag, as in follows the wind so it doesn't break. Nice. And then other con, there's street that were expensive, and I think it's really more on the expensive side of things. Nice. Like, or maybe it's just the streets that we were walking on, but it was more expensive. Okay, next is next day video number 5, or it should be number 5. Maybe it's number 6, who knows? But it's the day when we went to K-pop store, like K-pop latte store, Suga, Jinja, Yotsuya Station, and stuff like that. Я не хочу катить. Cut over, continue. So the day that we went to Suga Jinja, Yotsuya Station, I gotta talk about Shizukai Sensei, Sakaido Shinjuku Art Store, National Gallery, Your Name Location. Okay, so let's go. First of all, not to mention, the Akihabara and at the end of that day was not on the list. But we decided to go there because we wanted to go Akihabara again, because the first day we didn't really get to be in Akihabara that much, because most of that time was on my day. Okay. Then next scene. The K-pop latte store, which was called Caesar Cafe, it was in Shinjuku. It wasn't as good as I thought. The experience and the cleanness and the vibes were really great, and the atmosphere too, but the food was just okay. It wasn't the best of the best, but it was something. As in, I don't know, it was just, I felt like the milk was not good enough, like the waffles, I don't know, it was just, the only thing that was good was the actual coffee. Okay, anyway, next, Suga Jinja and Your Name Locations all were in Yotsuya, and it was really great. There again, more on a mountain climb, and looked amazing. As in, we kind of walked a lot on the mountains. Again, reference to the video, please go to the video and watch it. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, because I did film a video while I was climbing the mountain. So, and some of the YouTube name locations, I do remember saying it, I think, but it was in the National Garden. So, and the tickets, you do have to pay. So, just making sure. Next, the Shizukaisen Pony Cleaning merch was an actual store of a dry cleaning of clothes. Things that you wanted to order the merch, it was only online to get it. I didn't know, so I didn't get it. It's okay, because I saw that's less things in the luggage, and I realized that even that merch can be found in anime stores, and it's cheaper. Because really, like, what I found out later on was that all the previous pop-up stores that Japan had, you could find it in the store like Anime or Amiami. So that's, here you go. Sakaido Shinjuku, it was an art store. We did not go there because, you know. Okay, next. Oh, okay, I am talking about National Garden of Yasue. So, it's a great location. Had your name locations, definitely a must go if you go to Japan. About the parks in Japan. System kind of the same as an American. National parks where you go and collect the stamps for each one. Had some interactive stuff in the end where you could see what national park you got. Okay, next, Akihabara for the end of the day experience was there for gacha and the Gojo figurine, which I did not find. And by the way, I later on bought it off AliExpress. Honestly, not true because sometimes, wait. Okay, so Gojo figurine different, but found stuff for others. Realized the rule of if you can't find it at Akihabara, then you can't find it anywhere else. Honestly, not true because sometimes going out of the town helps more. Akihabara sells everything out faster because it's not just Japanese looking for stuff, but also the tourists. That's it. Remember this rule. Okay, next video. The video that we went to Shibuya. It was mostly just Shibuya. Like that whole entire day, we started off with Miyashita Park in Shibuya, and we went to the Shibuya 109 building where the New Jeans collab was. And then we did go out of Shibuya. We went to a cat cafe, and then we went to another cafe at the Haute Couture Cafe. Okay, so little things about it. First, Miyashita Park was a great little startup to the day. However, it took around only 30 to 40 minutes with pictures. It was on the building or like a bridge, and you had to take the stairs. Okay, next, New Jeans Club in Shibuya 109. It was worth it because things there, if you find them there and you really look for it, they're cheaper. New Jeans things through, of course, weren't cheap, but the experience was great. Some things were sold out through, and we didn't know we had to make a reservation beforehand. Thankfully, there was a free for all after 3 p.m., but you did have to stand in the line for it. So if you want to be there for 3 p.m., you gotta be there at 3 p.m. Like the line will be not by the actual bulb store, it will be in the staircase that's like a little walk, but you know. Next, Cat Cafe was also around Shibuya area, but you still have to take a train. It was really nice. The cats actually didn't look as drugged sleeping all the time, and I think it was all run by one lady. She was really nice, and I also bought a pretty bracelet from her. I don't think I've ever showed it, but it will probably be in the video somewhere in the pictures, so make sure to watch the other videos. The other thing was that what I was saying about the cats being not as drugged was that we went to lots of cat cafes around like the whole world, I guess, but not really the whole world. It's just America, Russia, Britain, like London, and now Japan. And all I gotta say is that, like, unlike all the locations, London had the most, like, I don't know what drug the cats were on, or maybe it was the food, but I swear they were all sleeping, and they were always sleeping. Maybe it was just the time that they were sleeping, but there's no way because they were always sleeping. And if you can look up the videos, it will just be that way. And the thing is, it was one of the most expensive cat cafes in London. But here in Japan, the cats were actually okay. Like, some of them were sleeping, some of them were not sleeping, some of them were really, like, loud, as in they were meowing, like, forever. So it was definitely, like, an okay environment. And it was really pretty, too, because the building was a little up the staircase, so there was a window, and you could purchase drinks, but you do have to pay for the drinks. You do have to pay for the time to be there, but it was pretty cheap, so really great experience. Next, Haute Couture Cafe. Had this cafe saved for around a year in my Instagram saved. It was really beautiful, and I had a whole bunch of pictures taken. The food was amazing too, although we didn't drink the tea, right? Had to add a lemon thing in first. All the food was really good. The desserts, I would say, were really unique too. However, one thing you need to know is that please check the season of the Hatsukatsu Cafe. Please check the seasons of the Hatsukatsu Cafe, because when I looked at it, it was cherry blossom on Instagram. But then when we went, it was not cherry blossom, it was some other flower. So just make sure to look up what season it is. When you buy the tickets, you will know. And desserts as well, they will be different too. So, yay. Moving on. Next video. Kocho. Get off. Stop it. What is this pause? Anyway, next video. Again, another Shibuya day, because we attended Shibuya Park, Shibuya Crossing, Mihoi Building, Jump Shop, Nintendo Store, and then we went to Harajuku. This is Toji from Yokohama. My sister is, showing off her stuff. Okay, so, notes. We have bad and good things. Because I don't think I wrote down anything else, but I will add on. So anyway, bad things. Mihoi Building isn't actually Mihoi Building. Oh, yeah. So it's not actually a Mihoi Building. They just have one single floor. You cannot go inside. And it didn't have any signs of Mihoi on it, so don't waste your time going there. Do not go there. Okay. If you find Mihoi Building on Google Maps in Japan, do not go there. It's not worth it. Next. Jump Shop plus Nintendo Store was in the mall, so you gotta get in or wait till you get in. It's opening at 11 a.m. only. Honestly, not worse for Jump Shop, but worse for Nintendo if you like Nintendo. Okay, Jump Shop was not worth it because anime is better. However, the Jump Shop that we went to was inside the mall and was way smaller, but I heard that there is another Jump Shop. I don't know if it's Shibuya or somewhere else. I think it is in Shibuya, but it's an actual separate store and it's way bigger, so maybe that store will be better. But we didn't go there because we didn't have the time. Next is the animal cafes that we went to. I think we went to two ones in Harajuku. One was Kawaii Zooland and the other one was like an otter cafe. Both were amazing. I like the Kawaii Zooland more because it had more animals, even though it was more like tightly spaced. I also had the animals that I wanted to see more because I really wanted to see the Fender Fox and I really wanted to see meerkats. Next. Manga Cafe we did not go because we didn't want to pay. Because by that time we spent so much money. Next video is Nagoya and us traveling to Nagoya, right? So bad things during the day. Should have purchased the Shinkansen tickets in advance. When I say in advance, I mean like at least a day before you can purchase them on the trip. But purchasing last minute like we did, definitely a no-go because it's stressing you out, plus time consuming. And we didn't go to Nagoya Castle because of that. Because we should have purchased the tickets beforehand. Unless you were Japanese and you already know what you're doing, maybe purchasing it on the spot, maybe it's okay. But as a tourist, I suggest do not. Okay, what else? Yeah, so we didn't go to Nagoya Castle because of it. And the other thing is that we purchased Shinkansen on Klook, and that didn't have anything available until an hour or so later. So, Klook, please don't purchase anything on Klook because Klook will make things more complicated than it already is. First of all, if you go into the station and go to the office front desk and just buy the Shinkansen tickets there, it will probably give you the most uptime, and also your seats might not be as good, I guess, but like you will get to go to your location faster. The train will be like leaving faster time, but on Klook it will just be like 2 hours later or something, if it's true there were seats available for the one that was 2 hours before. Also on Klook it's very complicated, like you can't choose a seat, you just purchase a ticket and then whatever it is you get, it's what you get. Thankfully we got the tickets that were together. Next, we did go to Blue Lock pop-up cafe. Bad things about it is I didn't show the actual screening of the new movie, which was on Nagoya's birthday. It wasn't that full. There was only one other group of 2 people who were there at the time. even through, we thought it was going to be sold out because our friend that wanted to go, she couldn't get a ticket. So we think that it was basically time slots, like you can only buy it like time slot wise. Next, Oasis 21 is cool, but only if you go up and stay outside and see the tower too. That way it's very a good experience. Next, Nagoya by itself a lot different from Tokyo because everything is more spacious, rows, buildings, gachas, everything. And again, Blue Lock Cafe was great. Please go to a pop-up cafe while you are in Japan. I swear it's one of the best experience of my life. And with each drink or like food purchase that we got, you get a merchandise. So yes. But yes, it was more expensive. Next day,